I guess it's funny that after all, my passion is not basketball. I do not think of that stadium court when I smoke a stogie and drink my port. And although I love sports one and all, my least favorite was always football. I never cared if I scored or winned. I only wanted to eat that pig skin. I wanted to take the football and drop it in hot oil so it turns into a big pork rind and makes my blood boil, and eat it as fast as I can before the fans come down and stop me from the stands. Well, they'd instantly kill me for what I have done because I ate the damn football so nobody won. That's why, as a child, I chose basketball as my pleasure, as the balls were made of synthetic leather. So I was never tempted to fry them up, so I focused on winning and earning the cup. Back then, a cup was a trophy for my age group, so the rhyme makes sense and isn't forced like poop.
You done, Michael?
But now that I'm old, I only want to smoke, to light up a stinky cigar and take a big toke. I don't know if toke is a word for cigars. I only know I smoke them in all of my cars. Me and Chris Metzen in his Model T, smoking cigars for all the ladies to see. He tells me all the cool shit that he's been thinking about, like a woman with a big gun on a motorcycle with most of her tits out. He owns a big yacht and there's a drawing of an alien on it. She has a kind of rail gun and a big pair of tits. Chris told me an idea about an elf who wore jeans, who smoked cigarettes and said only what he means. An anti-hero samurai with a Dr. Seuss hat. He just told me his ideas and I just listened and sat. Just as Chris described some sexy concept art, I grabbed a stogie and held it over my heart. I uttered the smoker's prayer, and this is what I said. Oh smoke, oh cigar, the ash and the burn. Every cigar is another lesson learned. The toasty, nutty, chocolatey taste with a peppery espresso flavor that comes in with haste. Oh cigar, I thank you for offering yourself to me. And as I enjoy you, the pleasures that I see. Big offices, expensive desks, books with lots of words float in my mind like the pleasures I deserve. The cigar is like a second brain that you inhale and makes you smarter. And that's why I promise to always smoke harder. Amen.
So is that it there?
And thus I recited the smoker's prayer, and jubilation began to fill the air. Because it wasn't just me and Metzen riding alone, but a bunch of younger girls, so I collected their phones. And while you girls may be sexy, me and Chris have wives. So I told all the girls while I touched all their sides. Yes, there is nothing better than being a cigar man. That is including all the championship rings on my hand. Because I would give that all away in a single second if I could only smoke cigars in a humidor in heaven.
Oh, well, surely that's
Oh,
the end
what
there.
an angel I would make in the sky, smoking my cigars and exhaling so wide. Why, I believe the clouds in the heavens are the angels smoking cigars, and they are driving all around with whores in Model T cars. Yes, heaven is a place for men to have a great time, and that's why they have a separate heaven for wives. In wives' heavens, I don't know what they do. They probably smoke cigars and chase guys around the pool. They are younger and stronger than can do stuff that I don't want to do. And that's fine for them, but my preference is in smoker's heaven, chasing skirt, drinking whiskey, and hanging out with Chris Metzen. And after it all, I just want to say that if you want to start smoking cigars, today's a great day. They are fun and simple and easy to smoke. Just breathe them in and go for broke. And when you exhale, man, that's easy too. Just open your mouth and push it all out of you. The way cigars make me feel is really good. They smell like dirt and they taste like wood.
Well, surely
A
that's
lot
the end
of
the
people
poem.
don't know that cigars start as a plant that grows out of the ground and not at a slant. And like most plants do, it has leaves. And these are the tobacco and not the seeds. The leaves get cooked in a big furnace and maybe treated with chemicals. But a cigar doesn't require the part of any animals. So it is a vegan treat that is morally pure for young people to start smoking. That is my lure. Because this plant is crazy and makes you feel good, it gets rolled up in a tube and smoked like it should.
Well, Michael, that was
Man,
very...
it's crazy.
Oh,
I was just thinking of my friend Chris Metzen and how for drawing orcs and hot chicks, he is a legend. Remember his boat that I mentioned earlier? That's like his royal court and I am his courtier. Just like I am the greatest at shooting the basketball, he is the greatest drawing women as horny dolls. Sometimes I watch him in his studio at work, saying, "Wouldn't this be cool?" as behind him I lurk. There is an orc in a jacket that has 10 zippers, and there's an alien bitch with 15 flippers.
That's cool. That's what I like to think. It's
And
cool.
so I guess my poem must come to a close. Just like after great sex, I must put on my clothes. After every sex, I put on my old jersey. The rumors are true to respond to the hearsay. And my old gym shorts from North Carolina. I can't think of any gym shorts that are any finer. I get dressed up like my old playing days. The women I fuck don't need to know my strange ways. But I dress up for them so they can see me in my prime. And now that if I was younger, in a different time, I would be slightly better at sex because I work harder. But as I get older, I also work smarter. And less.
all right. Well, that was...
But I guess that means
oh,
it is time to wrap up the poem. The stanza from before just couldn't take us home. I'm implying now that this will be the very last set of rhyming couplets and that you should bet. But who am I to interpret a poem's living fancy? As it is writing itself now, so don't get antsy. Look at me, babbling on like an old fool. That reminds me of a story from way back in school. I was frying up a football during gym class, and all the kids came to beat my ass. As without a football, we had to run track, and they were so mad they came at me with pencils and tacks. And although they poked me up really good, I was the victor, as I had my foot. After kicking me enough, they all had to go home, and I was alone with my victory known. Beaten, I finally ate my precious football, crisped into pigskin like I knew how to do better than all.
wow. It was quite the...
I started
oh.
as just a boy with a ball. Who would have thought that I would have had it all?
Was that it?
By all, I mean
Oh.
a big yacht with me and Chris Metzen, on a boat with the actress who was on Seventh Heaven. The NDA states that I cannot tell you who she was, so use your imagination and send us some love. It was the least famous one, that was the girl. We were both trying to figure out how to have a whirl. I was not open to a three-way thing, but Chris was. That's just his personality. He was a little buzzed. But when I think of mankind's favorite pleasure, I think of a cigar and beautiful weather.